Hey there, somebody call a doctor? Hey there, somebody call a doctor? Hey there, somebody call a doctor? Okay, everybody look at me. Hey, he looks just like me. Hey, he looks just like me. Hey, he looks just like me. Okay, Jesus fucking Christ.
Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for Peacemaker, this one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode, this for episode 6, titled Ignorance is Chris. So, my goodness, man, this show, man, just keeps getting better and better, man, seriously, it just keeps getting better and better. I loved this episode, this was great. We finally, after this whole season, have gotten the just full-on confrontation between, obviously, our regular world and the multiverse, of course, and it went down. It was crazy. So, it was awesome. It was hilarious. It was really good. I've been hearing some people saying, like, man, like, damn, like, these episodes are really short, and I'm like, honestly, good, because, to me, it's better to have short and sweet than, lengthy and boring, you know what I'm saying? And nothing about this has been boring. This has been great. I've loved this. So, basically, this whole episode, you've got them kind of, traveling over to the other side. You had, a few funny scenes, like, of course, like, the mother, of course, of, obviously, one of our crew that was just like, oh, yeah, like, this and that, and she kept explaining herself, and she kept going into detail and stuff like that. I found that was kind of a funny opening scene there. And then, of course, they go through, and they get, like, filled with, like, Coke or whatever, and they're all covered in that, so I thought that was pretty funny as well. And then they make it in, basically, and then you've got, Harcourt that, of course, meets up with Chris's brother, and he's like, hey, like, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? And she has to kind of lie her way through it. No offense, Hardcore, but you're a terrible liar. You know what I mean? You could tell even he was kind of suspecting her, and he's like, hey, like, I've never seen you wear black. Like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? And then, obviously, she goes with him and all that crazy stuff. So, yeah, and one of the things that I found interesting is that he kind of talks to her a little bit in the vehicle while they're on their way to go see Chris. He's like, hey, like, I'll take you to go see him, And then he brings her, and she's just like, yeah, like, I don't know any of this stuff. And he's just like, really? Because, like, you're book smart, you know what I mean? And he's like, you read all these books and you give us all this insight and stuff. And she's like, yeah, I guess I do, you know what I mean? She's, like, not even sure what the hell to think of her multiverse self, she's like, what the hell is going on, But one of the biggest things that I've been hearing, and this is one of the biggest, like, just crazy theories that I've been hearing people say, is that the multiverse is Earth X. It's like, obviously not good at all. And when I heard that rumor, I was just like, man, it could be. It genuinely could be. And I was like, man, maybe it is. Maybe that's where they're kind of going with this whole thing. And, well, in this episode, you very much see that, yeah, things do not work the same way. You got Chris in this episode while Hardcore kind of meets up with him, where she goes through, they smell the coke on her, and then they put her in the frickin' room, the holding room. Chris sees her, of course, and he gets pissed off. He's like, what the hell are you doing here? And she's like, what the hell are you doing here? You know what I mean? And they've got a very in-depth talk scene that I thought, honestly, really hit. I know James Gunn mentioned that, like, there was a lot of emotional scenes in these 3 episodes. Well, that was definitely one of them. That talk between the two of them, the real Harcourt and the real Chris, in that interrogation room, I mean, that was some great acting from both of them. I genuinely felt that. I was like, wow, like, holy frick. Because, obviously, he's going through his stuff. He doesn't want to leave because he sees his dad and his brother here, and he, even sees a different version of Harcourt that likes him and is nice to him and stuff like that. And, he would rather, be with a nicer version of her and, hang out with his dad all the time and his brother around and all this other stuff. So he almost views, like, this, this other thing, this multiverse is, like, kind of an escape from the crummy reality of his, you know what I mean? Which is kind of a sad thing, honestly. I felt really bad for Chris in that moment. And then you've got Harcourt that's like, yeah, like, you don't want to be with me anyway, you know what I mean? Like, I'm picking fights in bars all the time and I'm doing all this other stuff, you know what I mean? And he's just like, listen, I don't care, And she's like, yeah, you do. And he's like, no, I don't, you know what I mean? Like, you would still be you to me. That wouldn't make any difference, So I thought that was really good, and I thought their interaction was really touching. And I genuinely felt very bad for them because, again, you see a situation like them too. I mean, they both are dealing with their own demons. I feel like that's been the ultimate big, thing about this season is, like, they're dealing with a lot of things, you know what I mean? They're dealing with a lot of their own problems. And in this instant, I mean, genuinely really, really sad to see. But their interaction in that scene was awesome, and I liked when, you know, you had the officers that see Harcourt come in, they let her go free after she has that talk with him, and then they see the fake one come in, and they're just like, wait a minute, what? You know, like, they were, like, completely thrown off, and you could tell that they have no idea what's going on, and you could tell that like they are just like, okay, wait a minute, like what is happening right now? Why is there two of her? You know what I'm saying? Why is there two different versions of her? And what is happening? You know what I mean? So I thought that was really interesting and pretty intense there as well. And then, well, of course, one of the biggest moments that we saw, which I was theorizing on this. I was wondering if we were going to see it. In the regular world, we have Rick that talks with no other than Lex Luthor. So, yes, we get Lex Luthor, and we see him locked up in this one, which obviously is tying into, obviously, the next Superman movie, which is fantastic. Seeing Lex Luthor in the flesh like this in this episode was awesome. Seeing the actor, of course, doing his darn thing was great. And obviously, he talks to him about Peacemaker, and he talks to him a little bit about kind of his role and, you know, what kind of a threat he is and stuff like that to him. And Lex Luthor talks very calmly, and he's just like, yeah, like, you know, do you really think that's enough? You know what I mean? He's just like, yeah, like, you know, I think so, you know? So I thought that was a pretty interesting interaction. And to get to see him was really great. It was obviously just a cameo, but I really enjoyed seeing Lex Luthor. I figured they were going to include him. However, I will admit, seeing him in episode 6, it kind of makes me wonder, like, are we going to get any other cameos? Like, is that it, or is there going to be others? You know what I mean? It's kind of a hard question, but I will say I was very, very excited to see him when he popped up for that quick cameo. I thought that was really great. We've had a few cameos this season, but his was really, really good, you know? So I like that interaction. I really enjoyed that at the prison. Now, we've also got a few other moments that I thought was pretty insane. We've got Adrian meeting up with the fake Adrian, which you'd expect to go really wrong, but it actually didn't. They both looked at each other like, hey, you're me and I'm you, and you're me and I'm you. I thought that was great. And they were like, hey, you know. So yeah, that was really good. It would have been funny if you still had like the mom there or something, and then like one person was correcting the other mom, you know. That would have been kind of funny as well. God, she let the beans spill there in the early parts of the episode. Oh my frig me, man. But yeah, no, that was great. Loved all that. I actually liked the extra focus on Adrian too, because we didn't get much of him in the last few episodes. So, which, you know, obviously makes sense. I mean, the cast is pretty big, but I liked seeing a lot more screen time from him this episode too. That was actually a big standout, because he was big in season 1. I don't find he's been as big in season 2, so I liked seeing a little bit more of him. And, well, like I said, at the very end, everybody starts to figure everything out. We've got the massive scene in this one where you've got John, you've got, you know, obviously the moment where he, you know, finds him in the kitchen and he stabs him right in the frickin' hand, and he's like, who the hell are you? You know what I mean? And, you know, he kind of starts to realize that there's something going on here, you know? And, you know, you've got the police officers, they're seeing the two versions of Harcourt. You've got, of course, you know, everybody kind of seeing everything. And then, of course, well, the biggest just elephant in the room, there's no people of, you know, alternate, you know, color that are allowed to be in this universe. And as soon as we get that reveal at the end of the episode, we realize it's Earth X, and we realize what this is, and it's, I mean, it's a huge cliffhanger. It's a massive cliffhanger. So, yeah, insane, man. Insane reveal at the end there, and it really sets up the tension for what's going to happen next. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I really did. It had everything in it. I like that we're connecting to the multiverse. I like that we're getting all this set up. I like all the funny interactions. I liked just everything. I mean, the scene with Peacemaker and Harcourt was probably my favorite of the episode. I really enjoyed that with Chris and Harcourt, and I really liked all the action. I loved all the comedy and just everything. It was great getting to see our characters get to the other side and kind of just face this thing head on, and everything's kind of up in the air because everybody's just figuring everything out at the same time, you know what I mean? So we're gonna have to see where the penultimate goes, but next week is the penultimate episode. I'm very excited to see where this goes. It looks crazy. It genuinely looks crazy, and I'm sure it's going to be. So, yeah. Let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below, guys. How do you guys feel about Peacemaker Episode 6? I'm going to give it a perfect 10 out of 10. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Honestly, a flawless episode once again. This season has been awesome. It's been fantastic, and, well, I feel like it's going to get even better with the last two. So, I'm very excited. But anyway, If you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe button to miss any of the videos. Make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.